If you want to achieve the absolute best sound environment for speakers within your doors, it's important to properly sound treat them. We want to avoid our speakers resonating and creating noise that isn't actual reproduction of the sound, and we also want to shut down road noise and other noise from outside the vehicle. Now, 11 years ago on the channel, we covered this process, but I want to go a bit more in detail in this video series, so we are breaking down this process into 3 separate sections of the door. In this video, we're going to focus on what we need to do to the outermost part of the door, the outer door skin. Done properly, this will make a substantial difference for your audio system, allowing your door speakers to perform to their full potential. Now, throughout this video, we're going to be using materials from our show sponsor, Black Hole America. Black Hole has a wide variety of different sound treatment materials. In particular, in this video, we're going to be using the Black Hole Foil V2 along with the Black Hole Tile V2. Different sound treatment materials allow us to address different issues throughout the vehicle, and they have a wide selection of different options. To learn more about Black Hole and find a dealer near you, check out the links down in the video description. To get this process underway, we need access to the inside of the outer door skin, which means we of course have to remove the factory door panel. This will change from vehicle to vehicle, but if you're looking for some tips and tricks, I have a related video here on the channel. Now again, every vehicle is different. In some vehicles you have a very large access hole that you can use to get inside the door. In others, it's more of a solid approach like this with a smaller access hole, but regardless, we need to access in there any way we possibly can. And on this door, it's going to be a matter of taking off the speaker along with taking off this panel. So I am going to carefully unroute this wiring here. And then I use a plastic pry tool to pry this out of the way. I always recommend plastic pry tools. You don't want to scratch the metal. I can actually push this grommet through this here so I can route this off. And now we have access. In regards to the speaker here, this was originally riveted into the vehicle. I have a video on the channel on how to convert from riveted speakers to machine screws, so be sure to check that out if you're interested. I'm going to take this off as well. So now we have officially gained access to the inside of the door cavity. Now, if you look in here, you'll see that there's actually some factory sound treatment material right there. You can see there's this rectangle of material on the outside door skin that we are looking to treat. Along with here by the speaker, there's also a small square. Now we need to evaluate our factory sound treatment material. In many vehicles, this factory piece of material will come off with relative ease, which means it's not really doing much in the first place. In other vehicles like this one, it is quite literally next to impossible to pull this off. I don't want to use any tools to try to pry this off because this could potentially deform the surface that is the outside of the vehicle. So this is just simply one of those things that you have to evaluate on a vehicle by vehicle basis. If it's easy to remove, pull it out. If you can't really get underneath it, it's on there, it's doing its job anyhow, and we're going to leave it in place. The next preparation step here is we need to actually clean inside our doors. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's pretty gnarly in there. There's quite a bit of dust and dirt and debris. That's the case throughout the door. You can see in this little highlighted spot as well, quite dirty in there. And frankly, even if it doesn't look dirty, we want to make sure that we get good adhesion with our sound treatment materials. So we need to prep by using some isopropyl alcohol along with a microfiber. So I've got my gloves here, and this is definitely not the most simple of processes, especially since we have very limited room inside the door cavity here. We're gonna do our best to fully clean the inside surface here, everything that's exposed, and of course clean the areas that we can definitely see that dirt as well. There is a bar that goes across here, like a crash support type structure bar. We wanna make sure we clean all of that in every nook and cranny that we possibly can. And since we're in here, might as well clean other areas, even if we don't plan on applying sound treatment to them. All right, so we now have our surface nice and cleaned and prepped. And again, I made sure to pay attention to cleaning in the groove by the side impact beam as well. And that's because we're going to use some treatment on this beam as well. We want the beam to be tied to the door skin itself. From the factory, they tie the two together, often using an adhesive, and we can add a little bit more of a tie tie between the two surfaces, this weak surface and this very strong surface, by applying a bit of this generic butyl rubber rope to the seam. Adding this is quite easy. We're simply just going to take a length of the rope and tuck it down into that groove there, and do make sure that you leave some gaps in a few of the spots because condensation does frequently build up on the inside of the door, and if it goes to drip down, we want it to not get held up by this. We want it to have spots that it can go through. You can oftentimes kind of tell where they've left a gap at the factory. In fact, there's kind of a gap that I can even get my fingers behind right here. And that gap is so big, I'm not going to be able to tie it together with the butyl rope anyhow. So we're just going to focus on the areas where the bar is basically making contact with the outside skin. Peel this off its backing paper. I'm going to precisely place this before we push it into position. Once we're happy with it, we're gonna simply use a gloved hand. That way it's not sticking to our fingers, and push it down in place. Now I definitely find that I'm having to do a lot of this by feel. As an example, this bar goes up here, and to get at the top of it, there's no way I can really see it. I guess I could kind of pull this back if I really wanted to. I didn't really think about that, but I can just do it by feel as anyway. I don't really need to see, but I've addressed this full bar now. Again, leaving gaps where needed, and I definitely recommend using the gloves because if you don't, you end up with kind of where it pulls up against your fingers. This, I have that nice smooth seam going on in there, which is going to be perfect when we go to our next step because we want our material to be able to stick on top of that. The next material we want to apply here is the black hole foil, and this is version 2. If we look at the description here, you can see that this combines a 3mm butyl layer along with 0.1mm of aluminum. You've got the metric sizes of the square here for each tile. This is a 12-inch by 12-inch tile, and in each box you get 24 square feet. The design intent of this material is to add more mass to the vehicle door here so that it will dampen the vibrations. Something I particularly like about the black hole foil is I find that it works really well working it over curved surfaces in the vehicle if need be, which is quite common as you address the different areas of the vehicle. Let's talk installation tips here on installing the foil. First of all, I mentioned that we want to do our best to tie the side impact beam to this vehicle skin, and we can do so by kind of overlapping this over our butyl rubber layer. If we can have a piece that kind of transitions and folds into an L so that it contacts both surfaces, that is ideal. Now, another installation tip, when I've installed this type of material previously on the channel, I did mention the law of diminishing returns, but some of that got lost in translation and kind of confused. What I meant when I said that is, let's say that you only had like 30 or 40% coverage. That's going to give you the bulk of the performance benefit. As you apply more and more material, it's not giving you as much of a performance benefit per material usage. But that doesn't mean that it's not beneficial to go for as much coverage as possible. So when installing this, ideally we want to try to cover as much of the outer door skin as possible, but of course we want to make sure that we avoid anything that needs to be moving, like the window mechanism. We also want to try to keep pieces as large as they possibly can be, but with that said, obviously there's going to be some areas where it's simply not practical to use a full piece and we're going to have to do some cutting. When you are cutting the material, I definitely recommend getting yourself one of these self-healing mats. I use this all the time for other car audio projects as well. But if you don't want to get this, you're going to want to put this on top of a couple of pieces of cardboard so that you're not cutting whatever is behind it, because you really have to apply quite a bit of force to cut this with a knife. I also want to make sure that I use good protective gloves to avoid cutting myself on the foil layer of this material. But otherwise, the process here is quite simple. It's just time consuming, but peel and stick. Now, in order to get the most performance out of this piece of material, I want to make sure that I have absolute 100% adhesion. And a good way to do that is to use a roller, but again, do keep in mind you're working on the outside shell of the vehicle. You don't want to push too hard with the corner of a roller and potentially damage the sheet metal. All right, so after about an hour of work, we have nearly 100% coverage on the inside of the door skin. And for reference, I used a little bit more than 5 of these tiles. Also, you can see how I used pieces in order to tie the bar to the door skin. Next up, I'm going to use some of the black hole tile V2. This is a composite material. It has melamine and mass-loaded vinyl, and the point of these is to act as a high-efficiency acoustical absorption pad. So of course there's a backing paper along with a pressure-sensitive adhesive, and then layer-wise you have 1.5 millimeters of damping material along with 6 millimeters of water-repellent foam, followed by a 3 millimeter damping layer, and then finally a 25 millimeter water-repellent foam. Now obviously this material is quite thick, so what I recommend is peeling back just a little bit of the backing paper like this. This way you can just temporarily stick one of these in place, and you're going to want to check different areas in the vehicle, but reattach your door panel with the wiring so that you can let the window go down, and you can check for clearance to make sure that the window isn't going to hit it. I did it here, up here, several different spots up top, and also of course by the speaker. Now in this box, they give us 72 of these to use, so we have quite a few to work with. But in my opinion, this is where you can use a tiered approach. You'll get the most benefit by using these near the woofer itself, but you're going to get additional benefit as you use these throughout the door. So based on your budget and what you can access, you can determine how many of these you want to use. And here we have it. All of the black hole tiles are installed. And again, just for reference, I used about 15 of these in this case, mainly focusing on the mid-bass area, since this is going to help absorb some of that rear wave from the speaker and help avoid exciting the backside of this panel. Now, no sound treatment video would be complete without doing the knock test. So this is untreated. You can hear how this has kind of a hollow sound. It sounds kind of weak and flimsy. And then let's listen to this. Much more solid, especially down here by the speaker. Next up in this series, we need to treat that inner door skin where the speaker mounts, and then we also need to address the door panel itself. Be sure to check out those videos. If you're new here, I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and don't forget that next time you need sound treatment materials for a project, to check out our show sponsor, Black Hole America. You can do so and find a dealer near you at the links down in the video description. As always, my friend, thank you so much for tuning in and watching.